everyone. Welcome to this new episode of the India InsurTech podcast. Today, we're speaking to Hitul, who's the founder and CEO of InsureNest. And what we're going to speak to him about is on a hot topic, which everyone's talking about, which is how AI is impacting the insurance space. And Hitul, we're also keen to know the problem that you guys are solving in this space. So, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Prasanth, for inviting me to this podcast. And thank you very much, India InsurTech Association, also for arranging this podcast. So, what we are doing is we are working in insurance industry since almost 6 years now, and we are working in distribution, we are working in claims and underwriting. So, these three are our key areas where we are working. So couple of problems we are solving. For example, in underwriting, we are trying to automate NSTP journeys in health. Also in the claims, we are trying to automate SOC with the help of AI. In distribution also, we are trying to solve a problem where most of the systems are built around how can we onboard new users, but how can we generate more and more leads for our agents? These are some of the problems that we are working on right now. And as an InsureNest, we are a services company as well as we have our own solutions. So yeah, we are a combination of both.
I think one of the key things that I read when I was researching for the podcast, Hitul, I saw that one of the key problems that you're looking to solve is these long cycles, development cycles that delay launches of products. So I'd love to understand from you, what do you think are the structural reasons why these projects take such a long time in the industry? And how are you solving them? How are you solving for this?
So first of all, requirements are generally never frozen. Scope of the insurance companies projects are very big in size. Maybe they are running up projects of 6 months, 1 year. I think these are the kind of IT projects they are. And freezing the requirements is practically not possible, right? Because there are lots of parameter in the world which changes while the project is running, like compliance is there, then regulatory is changing certain things at the same time. You see business is moving, trends moving, right? So a lot of things are changing. So first is our requirements are never frozen when we start the projects. It's a journey where we keep on building and keep on changing the things. There is no standardization of compliance I saw in a company. So, for example, one company, one activity is known as okay, this is something we cannot do, and the same thing is allowed in another company. So, there is no standardization I found at certain places. There is also a lot of dependencies I found generally across the departments, and many departments works in their own silos. They are not working as a team, but more of individual departments talking to each other and figuring out what can we do next. And there are also third-party vendors, dependencies, as well as legacy softwares in a place. And there is also lots of integrations needs to be done just to launch a single product. And talent is also not knowing everything. One talent knows 20% of the thing, another person is knowing another 20-30% of the things. So I think these are the certain things as a problem I generally found in a industry. And how are we solving this problem? So first of all, what we see in a software industry is we see more of SDLCs. So that's the software development life cycle. That's very older, right? It's running since 20 years. How we used to see that SDLC is more of a requirement gathering than designing, than development, and how we saw an AI evolve over the time. So when AI launched a couple of years back, I think back in 23, when we saw ChatGPT, we were able to generate a snippet of the things actually. Okay. So we were more of AI assisted kind of phase at the time when we were asking AI to assist actually. Okay. But if we see a modern AI, I think it can guide us actually. Okay. So who is on a riding seat now actually? Okay. Previously it was always a human, but now AI can be on a riding seat. AI can drive the bus, and as a human, we can see are we running on a right track or not. He's seeing, I mean, are we on a right track, not going right tracks. He has a control in place actually. Okay. So that's what the new modern era called AI DLC, and that's the new paradigm we are seeing, and how it works differently is that instead of just taking all the SDLC, so for an example, there is a development phase, right? I mean, so we have a steps defined. From a requirement, we'll give a BRD to maybe different team, then that team will give same things to different team, right? That's so we are trying to automate the SDLs, but we are not rethinking the process from a ground up. So now we have AI. How can we rethink the process? Do we really need a SDLC? Can we remove certain steps? So the modern step of or modern way of doing is AI DLC, where how we are working is that, for example, very small team, maybe 4 or 5 people, just pizza size team. It includes your business team, it includes development team, and we are good to go. So instead of days, we are shipping in
Mm.
hours.
Okay. Can you measure the impact on when you started using AI in your workflows rather than SLDC workflows? What's the impact? Have you been able to quantify that?
So when we started, honestly speaking, it was a chaos on our side. I mean, we hardly saw 20-30% of the productivity gain, and people on the world on the other side, we are hearing it's a 2x, 3x productivity gains actually. So when we started using it, I myself doubt, I mean, is it real or we are just hearing the noise actually? But over the time, I
Mm.
invested time, I did a lot of experiments, and then we learned that no, I think the problem is we are trying to implement the SDLC only. We should reinvent the wheel. So what we are seeing is we are seeing almost I think 2x or 3x improvement for sure. Softwares which we used to ship in a month, we are able to ship in almost 2 weeks of time. So that's what real impact we are seeing. But we'll have to invest a time there. We'll have to build a standard. We'll have to build processes. Like lot of and mindset needs to be shifted actually towards that. So
Mm.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Uh, can you lay out maybe three or four examples or use cases where AI is directly helping achieve this kind of an impact, which is 2x, 3x, which is impressive, really?
In insurance, we have a multiple departments, right? Claims, distribution, underwritings, right? But these are the key places, right? Now,
Correct.
if I say where it is directly impacting, I would say distribution is something it's helping a lot. Why? Because distribution needs a lot of momentum, very fast momentum actually, right? Because customer demand is high. There are lots of channels.
Yeah.
It's not very fixed in nature and lot of scope for experimentation actually. Okay, so I think that's the reason I feel distribution is something can be very much be I mean valued with this compared if it with other systems like core systems or maybe very legacy system. I think the problem we are getting into is like AI models are not well trained with these systems. So we'll have to build data and then train these models to get good output with it. But immediate results will be getting obviously in a distribution. And then obviously underwriter and claims as well. But if I talk about business value, distribution will get a lot of value there because
And
underwriter.
what within distribution, if you can give us maybe a couple of examples?
So in a distribution, it's very vast. For an example, if I talk about journeys, right? When, for an example, customer buying journey. So we always used to have a simple buying journeys where we have a set of forms, we do next, KYC, payment, and done actually, right? That's how our journeys were designed actually, right? But if we think same journey in out of box, so can we
Mm.
do a personalized experience with that? So for an
Mm.
example, think of a older way of selling or maybe offline way of selling. So distribution in an offline way, how it works. For an example, I'm an agent, I talk to people, I build trust, and eventually I make a sell. And how it works is because human is in a loop, human is actually making decisions, human is talking to person, right? So if I talk this sense for a journey, maybe personalization can be done, right? I mean, for example, user drop off, a bot can call customer with its own set of nuances and like good pitch. I think AI will have a lot of data to analyze about customer from where he came, what page he came, right? What might be the reason of drop off, like all of those things AI might be doing, and it can serve this better. What I'm talking is looks like a more of a futuristic thing, but I think it's already happening other than Indian market actually. Yes.
Understood. Okay. Okay.
I also want to add one more case study. So I want to give you one more example, right? I mean, see, our imagination is stopping actually. Okay, there are limitless opportunities out there. So for example, if I tell you one more case study in offline world, so I think still India has a distribution with an offline network actually. We still have a lots of agents on ground or field sales executives who are doing a lot of sales, and that's what is happening, and it's not going away. That's what we can see. So what else? One more use case I can tell you is that, for an example, there is a lot of attrition, and I think these people are not always great educated people, right? So we have a distribution like this. There is a national head, cluster head, then there is a area head and city head. Those kind of structures are there. One person is
Mm.
managing 50 people, and he is not getting enough time to manage all the people. What if I tell you AI can actually kind of build a strategy for them? More of if that person tells you the hobby, that person tells you more of his education criteria, what is he's willing to sell, etc., etc. And AI can exactly tell you, okay, your hobby is this, you studied this, maybe there is a conference happening nearby you, you should visit that.
Mm.
He likes the book, right? So there is a book club exactly here. You should go there. This is what campaigns you can run, and AI can build images and like all the marketing kit for that. Actually, I mean, imagine the personalization can happen, and see with this AI DLC, we can save these features in days of time. Actually, I would say.
Yeah.
So, so that's what I would say. I think, see, there are lots of use cases, but what AI DLC and this AI-led development is doing, making things faster. Okay, like I can experiment a lot of things much faster actually.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And wonderful chatting with you. I think our members are going to learn a lot from the use cases and case studies. And of course, we wish you the best, Hitul, from our side. Thank you for being a part of the podcast, and thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
your thoughts with us.
Thank you, Prasan. Thank you.